I'm very happy with the outcomes we've seen in the economy over the last year or so.
President Biden has an incredible track record of success. He's produced over and over again on issue after issue, from the American Rescue Plan, shots in arms, money in pockets, kids back in school, allowing us to emerge from a once-in-a-century pandemic and put our economy on an incredible path forward.
Oh my God! Wow!
That not only is the committee not allowing Hunter Biden to testify publicly, but they have not called a single witness, a single first-hand witness to any of their allegations. They haven't allowed anybody to testify publicly because they do not have a single witness to any of their alleged allegations. They don't. To testify publicly because they do not have a single witness.
Now, what you got to say about that?
To testify publicly because they do not have a single witness.
There were rumors that there was a rumor, but that was just bullshit.
Let me state as clearly as I can. My father was not financially involved in my business, not as a practicing lawyer, not as a board member of Burisma, not in my partnership with a Chinese private businessman, not in my investments at home nor abroad, and certainly not as an artist.
What the hell was that?
My father was not financially involved in my business.
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
Did put forth, and you laid that out in your question, a comprehensive immigration reform plan. He did that on day one, and it is going on 3 years. On 3 years.
He spent pushing that
on
bill
3 years.
Congress.
Here's the
Because
thing.
he's met with them on foreign policy,
Right.
on fiscal cliffs,
And we
on
have,
budget,
and
and
we,
it's never been about
I hear
immigration.
you, Ed, and we have regular conversations with congressional leaders and congressional staff about an array of issues, including this. I mean, you cannot send a bigger message to Congress and the American people when you say when you put out your first piece of legislation is on this issue, is on reforming immigration, right? Is on fixing.
Flat when you spend very little public time as president talking about the issue, meeting with congressional leaders on the issue specifically, or doing anything else other than having you come out here and say, we issued a bill on day one.
I disagree. It's not just issue a bill. Right, not too long ago, back in the spring, we put forth policies on trying to make sure that, because Congress didn't help, on trying to put forth policies that tried to make the immigration system humane, right? Humane and actually dealing with the issue that we're seeing at the border. We have taken policy actions after policy actions without the help from Congress, right? And so that is being consistent here. And when you put forth the first piece of legislation to be on this issue that has been broken for decades, I mean, that's what he did as president. That's taking it very, very seriously.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Will the president be going back to the border, the southern border, to see more of the crisis with his own eyes?
Poppy, what these governors are speaking of is precisely what the president has sought to address and why we need Congress to act. We do indeed need additional resources. The Department of Homeland Security needs additional resources. The Department of Justice for additional immigration judges. The State Department for appropriate funding of our refugee programs and the efforts that we have in the international arena. So we need Congress to act. We have sought additional funding, not just for the federal government, but for these cities to be able to deal with what is an unprecedented situation, not just domestically, but internationally.
And
I was saying to a couple of younger members of my staff before I came over, but many times I've been to Israel, I said, and then all of a sudden I realized, God, you're getting old. I have known every prime minister well since Golda Meir, including Golda Meir. And during the 6-Day War, I had an opportunity to She invited me to come over because I was going to be the liaison between she and the Egyptians about Suez and so on and so forth.
Blah, 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 blah.